You're listening to Flush Your Fat for Good with Jackie and Dr. Vicky, only on LA Talk Radio.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us. My name is Jackie Paget-Baird.
And I'm Dr. Vicky Arcady.
And we're Flush Your Fat for Good to be lean and healthy for life. We want to thank you for joining us because we always have a ton of stuff to tell you about. And it's every week, it's like, oh, well, maybe we should say this. No, maybe we could tell them this. Oh, my God, we have to share this with them. And it's like trying to organize what we want to share with you guys all the time.
Don't worry, they haven't seen The Last of Us.
But we have so much to share with you because we don't want to be your gurus. We want to be your guides. And we want to be able to educate. Education is power, okay? Knowledge is power. And to be in charge of your life. When, we used to say you go into a health food store and you see about 4,000 products on the shelf. Where do I start? What do I do? How do I eat right? How do I lose this weight? How do I feel better? How do I sleep through the night? How do I have better bowel movements? How do I blah, 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 whatever? Well, the fact is that our lifestyle is for a lifetime. And it's so that you have benefited through not like craving things that you shouldn't have. You can sleep deeper, you can think sharper, you can be in a better mood all the time. You don't have those ups and downs and irritations. And most of all, the greatest benefit is safe, rapid fat loss, okay? And to keep it off. It's not a diet. It's not a 30, 60, 90-day deal or getting yourself ready for a wedding or a party, and then after that you slip back. It's nothing like that. This is a lifestyle. This is not, oh, we're going to set you up with portions and then you'll learn how to feed yourself properly. However, you can't digest, absorb, and eliminate, but we're going to still give you proportions.
And it's not just cosmetic or how you look, it's how you feel.
Right.
We want your health to improve. We want you to go, age gracefully, and this would be slowing down your aging process because you're eating properly, you're eating good foods, nutrient-rich foods, and sticking to a very healthy lifestyle that promotes digestion, absorption and elimination.
You're going to hear that a million times.
Yeah.
But it's actually reversing the biomarkers of aging. So
we hope. It depends on the person.
Yeah, but I mean, when you take care of yourself and you supplement with what's missing from your diet, and what is missing from your diet, well, that's what we explain in our book. And we wrote Flush Your Fat for Good so that we could explain everything in chapter, can't remember, page 27, I know that much. And it's the pillar that we have 8 pillars that we educate you all on. And if you follow that, your life is going to be amazingly healthy and feel really good. But the 4th pillar that we have is number 4. That is Nutrify. Mm-hmm. That's a real word.
It is a real word.
It's in the dictionary. Yeah. And so we have recommended supplements there. And as long as you can stay with the standards of what we require for this lifestyle, be it you can find something on Amazon, in the health food stores, or with companies that are highly ethical.
That you're associated with, or someone who's associated with.
Scientifically based.
Yes.
And that follows our requirements. No sugars, no artificial sweeteners or dyes, fillers, binders, whatever. You'll read it in the book.
No synthetics.
No synthetics. So we have a list of supplements that we recommend you take because we want you to be fortified with the vitamins and minerals properly. We want you to have antioxidants to protect the cells for when you're losing fat. There's toxins that harbor in the fat cells, and when they open up, those toxins can wreak havoc. So we really want to protect the bumper pools of your cells so that they're not going to break into another cell. We want you on certain phytosterols to help your endocrine system and be strong, from the pineal gland down to the ovaries or the prostate. And we want you on enzymes to help you to digest. We want you on probiotics to help absorption. We want you on anything else that I miss? No. I don't think so. The other things that we want you
Well,
on.
we have a latte.
Oh, the peptides, right. We
do-
want you on branched chain amino acids.
Right. And,
Right.
And they're broken down as peptides, and you add that to your latte, and boy, oh boy, is it good.
Yeah. But it's basically to support your lean muscle mass with
Correct.
isoleucine, leucine, and valine. These
Right.
are branched chain amino acids, otherwise known as BCAAs. The other two products that we have actually taken time to work with suppliers and work with the formula that we felt was high quality and good quality
And enough milligrams.
and the
that was a
proper
big,
amount,
yeah, that was a big issue.
So
And sourcing.
So yeah, and sourcing and everything. So those two products are GLA, gamma linoleic acid, linolenic acid, and CLA, conjugated linoleic acid. So in our segment today with Dr. Vicki, did you know that we're going to go through GLA and CLA?
Okie dokie. Now,
Oh, one
like she said, we took the time, these are our brand products because they're super important. And when you're looking at fat loss and all the benefits, originally we used to only recommend on phase 1 GLA.
Right.
But then we understood, and the research came out that was so compelling and so beneficial for the body for CLA that we decided to make both as a benefit and a way to help you lose rapid fat loss.
So let me interrupt really quick. After we do this, we're going to talk about GLA and CLA. Then I want to give you the phone number if you guys would like to call in and ask
Good idea.
questions. It's 818-570-5085. So that's 818-570-5085. So when we're finished with explaining to you about GLA and CLA, we'll bring it to your attention at that time again. And if you guys just want to chit-chat, ask a question or whatever, go for it.
Yeah,
So-
and there's no cue, so if we don't pick up for some reason, we're in the middle of a paragraph, then just call back because one of us will see it on
We'll
the
see it.
screen.
We want to say
Yeah,
hi.
We want to say hi. Okay, so gamma linolenic acid is probably one of the most overlooked fatty acids that there is known in the world today, and especially for weight loss. And it's really, really something for the benefits of your body. It's beyond, comprehension as to how beneficial it is. And, you have to have this omega fat. It's a omega-6 fatty acid, but it's also extremely important for not only to lose weight, but to decrease and reduce inflammation. And you can list any disease or any condition you can think of, and it's going to involve inflammation.
Right.
That's the bottom line. I mean, that's what we know to be true now. So some of the benefits of gamma linolenic acid, and then I'm going to go through what causes why we don't get enough, is if Sam is, I don't see him behind the desk there. Sam,
We'll get him. He'll come in.
he's coming in.
There he goes.
Okay.
Mhm.
Sam the man.
Get the whip.
Sam the man. Slide number 1, please. Okay, one of the best and most obvious benefits when you've been on this fatty acid for a while, the gamma linolenic acid, and we use black currant seed oil, is your skin. My
Yeah.
gosh, your skin gets so beautiful and glowing. The little wrinkles go away because it's getting so plump and it's nutrified.
Everybody says your skin's glowing. What are you doing? And
Yeah.
they go, oh, I know. I've been told that.
It's incredible, and the integrity of your skin improves so much that you actually start to glow. The other part of the skin that issues that it helps tremendously is eczema. Slide number 2, Sam, please. Eczema is, also a very big issue for people, for those who have it. It's a nuisance. It's not fun to have that. I mean, anytime you have a skin issue, you're miserable. believe me, I've had it before.
Yeah, and it's embarrassing for people.
Yes.
But I mean, they have commercials about it all the time where it's humiliating. They can't even show their elbows and shoulders.
We're not professing it's going to cure it, any of these skin conditions, but it certainly is going to help you, okay, and improve it. So the slide number 3, Sam, is flaky skin, where it's dry skin or even rashes. But you can see that that slide is very flaky, and that is, an issue that really, if you think about it, it's the oil integrity is not in there. There's no moisture, there's no oil. And whenever you have enough oils in you, you're going to be hydrated. So if you have enough of the oils that you require, that are necessary, you're going to get hydrated. The other thing is the fatty acids are what we call a ferry boat for the calcium to go into the skin, so the skin is of good integrity and good health. Okay, slide number 4, asthma and allergies.
Right.
Asthma is, most of the time associated with allergies. Kids can grow out of asthma, like Jackie did. She was young and a lot of kids, have an issue with the gamma-linoleic acid because they don't produce enough of the enzyme to convert it, the linoleic acid, into gamma-linoleic acid. So you can grow out of it. That's why kids can grow out of that. Mm-hmm. Slide number 5. Heart health is, it's going to help inflammation, but it's going to help your heart. I mean, you're gonna have better health because you're having overall health with all your cells and your integrity of your body. Number 6 is inflammation. You're seeing all the joints there. That's the first place where inflammation can really show up on your body with pain, with arthritic changes, and certainly if you have an autoimmune like rheumatoid or something, you're going to have painful joints and things like that. But inflammation is everywhere. It's involved in every malfunction or dis-ease of your body, okay? And then one other benefit is the endocrine system. And it's not as much as the evening primrose, but for some people it does help, especially, you never know, because it's genetic. You can't predict with gamma-linolenic acid because of the enzyme. Some people are great with producing that enzyme, some people are not. So, you just have to see what happens. But your endocrine system, it can affect your mood, your mental alertness. Oh, give me some more of that. Happiness, we want to be happy. Temperature, temperature changes, and your temperature doesn't stay the same.
I've noticed that for sure.
This is like aging things. Mm-hmm. Hunger, that's a goodie for rapid fat loss. Okay. Sex drive, well, we all want that to improve. Stress, fat, metabolism. We know what that is, everybody, right? The belly fat, the cortisol. Mm-hmm. You get stressed out and you wonder why you're all puffy and your gut is reaching out. Well, it's stress. Sleep, we want to help our sleep. Sleep is money in the bank. Energy, depression, metabolic rate. So all those things are a part of your endocrine system, and for many it does help immensely, the endocrine system. But sometimes you have to use a different gamma-linolenic acid, like evening primrose, or borage oil. But we don't like to use borage oil long term because it can be a little bit toxic. So short term is okay, but we don't like to use it long term. So what causes the issue with gamma-linolenic acid? It's really the Western diet. The Western diet, you have excessive consumption of omega-6s, polyunsaturated fats, which are the bad fats. The
bad ones.
The processed foods, the GMO, the vegetable oils. If you have anything you eat out and you have corn oil, it's going to be GMO. So it's genetically modified vegetable oil, period. I mean, it's, unless they say and advertise and label non-GMO, it's going to be GMO, anything to do with corn. This imbalanced intake of the fats in the modern diet will create the inflammatory conditions of wide variety, the weight gain, and ill health. It's going to affect your health. Some of the chronic diseases would be cancer, diabetes, heart disease, arthritis, Alzheimer's. No, thank you. We don't want any of those.
That's on the rise, too.
They all have an inflammatory component.
Mm-hmm.
And the anti-inflammatory fats that we all know about and has been driven into our heads that we know are good for us, the fish oils, the flaxseed oils, those are great, and we should be taking those also and eating the fat, getting those fats. But it's not going to do everything for us. We need those gamma-linolenic acid, and the way that is, we get that is we take in foods with linoleic acid. You don't want the N in it. It's linoleic acid, and then there's an enzyme that converts it. It's called they call it the delta 6 desaturase D6D enzyme that's responsible for the conversion. And the problem with that is many people can't do that very well, either genetic reasons. Aging, man, gets us every which way.
Yeah, it
but
slows you down on everything.
every which way.
Growing old is not for sissies.
It's just unbelievable. When up here, you feel like you're not, and then you learn about these things, and you go, oh my gosh, Yeah. So deficiency of GLA will easily happen because of all these things, and it's. It's not looked at. Your doctors don't talk about this at all.
No.
But you know what? I think it's going to start happening soon because they talk about the fish oils. All the doctors are like, get on your fish oils, right? So, like I said earlier, the D6D enzyme is sometimes not found in the children. So they will have asthma. They might have eczema.
Mm-hmm.
They might have these little white bumps that come up on their skin. That's temporary, but it's annoying because it's all over their skin, and you're wondering what the heck, this kid's eating great, but it's that conversion that's not happening. Remember what I said? You've got to get the calcium into the skin, and the only way to get that is through the fats.
Is it like folliculitis? What is it?
It's little white dots. It's called.
Yeah, I know. I've seen those before.
It's called keratosis pilaris.
Keratosis
and they're
pilaris.
colorless bumps on the arms and the legs.
Mm-hmm.
I think your kids had a little bit of that, but not a lot.
Right.
Yeah, because she was maniac with all this stuff.
Feeding them good.
So some of these conditions that you'll see when you, as a deficiency. Now, I'm not saying you have these symptoms and you take the GLA and it's bye-bye. It's not. It could happen, but I'm not saying it's going to cure it because nothing treats, cures, or eliminates. No supplement. You got to have the whole lifestyle in place. Okay.
Right.
So some of these things are overconsumption of sugar and refined grains. I mean, we already know this. That's why
you're lacking.
No,
that's why you're deficient.
It's how causes the deficiency.
Right.
You'll see these conditions when you're over-consuming.
That makes sense.
The insulin resistance.
Yeah.
Or diabetes, or both.
Mm-hmm.
Thyroid, pituitary problems, tendency to overeat or being overweight to begin with. I mean, that could be, that you're not completely getting what you need. Consumption of trans fatty acids. A lot of us are paying attention to that now, but they are hidden, so you got to read the labels. Overconsumption of alcohol, deficiencies of protein, zinc, biotin, B6, B12, and vitamin E. Well, these deficiencies coming from foods are because of digestion, absorption, and elimination. And that's why we focus on that, because if you're not digesting, you're not going to get anything. Now, it says in this article, being vegan. Well, the problem with being vegan is you're not eating, many of them are not eating enough, and they're not eating enough of the foods they need to eat.
That's why in our book, we have a chapter on how the vegans can benefit by eating our lifestyle, because that is a problem.
That's a big problem.
We already have a couple.
You have to eat constantly to.
Yeah, but they're not getting, and they feel like they have to because they're not getting what they need.
Exactly.
So if you do it properly, you're going to feed yourself correctly and not gain the fat like most vegans do.
Yes. And the last two would be stress. Man, stress
kills.
And age. We're aging, and it's
not me.
It's just not. She's not really.
I refuse.
She isn't. She is not
I
aging.
refuse.
Okay. So what happens to you is if you don't get enough of this fatty acid, gamma-linolenic acid, GLA, you could have things like premature aging. I mean, it just makes sense, right?
Oh, yeah, that's what I was saying. We want to reverse the biomarkers of aging. So therefore, we have to educate you on what is going to hold you up and have you age gracefully.
Irritable bowel syndrome.
Yeah.
That could be, we're not saying it's going to cure it because there's a whole bunch of other things that need to happen,
Stress alone is
especially what
gonna
you
give
put
you
in your
that.
mouth.
Mhm.
And stress, yeah.
But the benefits of GLA definitely have an effect on these issues.
Cirrhosis of the liver, allergies we talked to, acne, see, it's all about skin, keratosis pilaris, PMS, and heavy menstrual bleeding, non-cancerous breast disease, fibrous breast tissue, autoimmune like Sjogren's syndrome, rheumatoid arthritis is an autoimmune, inflammation, alcoholism, diabetes, cancer, and just any other inflammatory condition you can think of. But, you might say, well, what are some of the foods that linoleic acid are in linoleic acid? And some of the foods are like flax, soy, walnuts are very big with linoleic acid. And we recommend a lot of walnuts with our soaked walnuts and goat yogurt.
Hemp.
But, and hemp, exactly. But, you really can't get enough because when you're stressed and you're aging, it offsets everything. So what are you going to do? And the toxic air and environment and water and everything.
It's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. And, the enzymes you can get from eating liver, from organ meats, but you really can't, some people just can't get enough anyway because it's part of their genetic makeup.
Therefore, you have to supplement.
So you have to supplement. So the best part that we like is that you take, the best way to take it for weight loss or fat loss is you take it twice a day. You take half of your recommended, which is on the label, in the morning and half in the afternoon. And you really don't see, be patient because you don't really see any results till like 6 to 8 weeks. You don't see things happening for a while. It has to get
You do see the skin, though.
You see
Within
the skin.
10 days, people are talking about it. They're
Yes.
also sleeping better. There's certain things going on. Their stress levels down because it does trigger the serotonin in the brain. You do see other benefits. And when you're eating the lifestyle of flesh your fat for good, you see immediate rapid, safe fat loss. But taking the GLA is fortifying that fat loss.
Right.
So,
and why is that? Because when you take the GLA and you get enough in your system, what happens is it stimulates and activates your brown fat.
Right.
There's brown fat and there's white fat. The white fat is your fluffy stuff, that's everywhere for storage. But the brown fat is your metabolic fat. Your brown fat is the fat that, when it's activated, will stimulate and help you to burn the fat. And it's usually dormant in overweight people. If you're overweight, your brown fat may not be working. It just may not.
Especially obese people.
Right.
Very, very little brown fat.
And in young people and women, we have more brown fat than any other group. So, and when you have a lower body mass, body composition, you're going to have more brown fat. And I'll just interject right here. There's Jackie posted something about the latest study that shows that we have 3 times more brown body fat than we had known before. And
this was a German scientist.
Yeah, this is a German study. And these guys were doing this study it was in Munich, Technical University in Munich, and it was the Journal of Nuclear Medicine, and they did like 3,000 scans on people. But the reason why they were doing this study is because they're trying to make drugs to activate the brown fat. So, with drugs, they kill rats. So anytime you take a pharmaceutical drug, it's going to kill a rat. So you want to do it naturally, and GLA is the ticket. But when you take GLA, what's going to happen is you're going to activate your brown fat. You're going to harness the power in the brown fat, and you're going to eat and lose the weight.
The white fat.
Yes. And even people who haven't been able to lose weight with any other method could lose, on an average, a pound a week with the brown fat burning GLA. So it is truly something, especially great in the winter also. I would say it's important to take it indefinitely. Take it every day.
Oh yeah, no, it's an essential fatty acid.
And I just explained to you that we don't produce the enzyme, and as we age, it goes down to nothing, the enzyme. So you can't convert the foods you're eating into the gamma linoleic acid. So we're gonna talk about CLA right now, but I just want to let you know the GLA and the CLA you can get at the website flushyourfatforgood.com. It's in the storefront, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. We're going to go through CLA real quick because I don't know if we have any phone calls. I said after we do this, you have to watch this while I
okay.
talk. Okay.
Well, are you going to do your CLA right now?
I'm going to do a quick CLA, and then you're going to do some CLA.
Okay.
But keep your eye over here.
I will. I have
peripheral vision.
I have.
Okay, what this eye here?
No,
that eye there. Okay.
Okay,
so CLA, conjugated linoleic acid. Like I said, we used to only recommend the GLA because on phase 1 with Flush Your Fat for Good, because it was so important for mobilizing that brown fat and activating it so that you can harness that power and burn your fat, right? By the way, newborn babies are born with a ton of brown fat.
Yes.
Because it helps them with
shivering.
It helps you keep warm, and when you shiver, it activates it. So if you went outside and shivered, it would turn it on too. But how long can you be outside shivering? Okay.
Some people I know would do that. I'm going to go burn fat.
Go in, you're walking. Okay. Anyway, okay. CLA, conjugated linoleic acid. Now, I'm just going to tell you the little story about this because the way it came, where it came from, what it's about. For those of you that don't know, some of you newbies don't know about this, but conjugated linoleic acid was found in mostly in eggs, beef, milk products, butter, but it had to be grass-fed. The chickens, the meats, all had to be grass-fed or pasture-fed. And in the Egyptian times and the early Greek culture, they had no incidence of heart disease. They had no incidence of cancer, 0%. And the reason for that is because of, they're saying now, the research is saying that they had so much CLA in the quality of their foods that it was protecting all their organs. It was protecting their heart. It was protecting their immune system. It was protecting everything. It was giving them lean muscle mass. They were lean. None of them were overweight.
No.
That was unheard of to see anybody overweight. Okay, regardless of what you see in the movies. But I'm sure if there was gluttony, with the way they ate in the Roman times, I imagine there was. But the CLA was very important. Research is showing for preventing all these horrible things. Obesity, cancer, and heart disease. I mean, you can't get, and diabetes. You can't get worse than those. I mean, that's what's killing everybody.
Right.
Well, what happened in the 1900s is they started to, they figured out that if they gave the cows grains, they grain-fed the cows instead of allowing them to eat grass, which is their proper diet, they would gain about 50 pounds more, and they would make more money. So, therefore, they decided to maximize their herds, and they started to grain feed them, which cows should never be eating grains.
No.
That's not what they're supposed to be eating.
And it was for pennies. They could pay pennies for the grain to get an extra 45 pounds on the cow.
45 to 50 pounds, yes. So once the grains started to be, instilled in the process, in the protocol, what we saw was we started to see disease. We started to see obesity. We started to see heart disease, cancers, diabetes. And today, as you all know, it's a big problem. We're the number one, U.S. is number one in obesity, heart disease and cancer and diabetes are all they're neck and neck up there. You know, they're fighting for the next spot, for the number one spot. So what happens is if you lose the CLA in your diet, you can't protect yourself. You can't protect your heart. You can't protect your insulin levels. You can't protect, you know, and there were studies actually done on rats that showed that the CLA given to rats, actually, and female middle-aged rats, actually increase their bone density, which is one of the only studies that I know about that natural, rather than a drug, you know. But even the drugs, forget it. You don't want to take the drugs to increase your bone density because
it doesn't.
No, and your bones will fracture.
Right.
Even worse, because you're not getting the matrix. You're not getting the natural bone growth and thickness. So what you have to look for is grass-fed, or even the grass-fed now, I read, are actually given grass and grain.
So you need pasture.
You almost have to find pasture or a small farm. It's just
or
horrible.
read or ask the butcher. Ask the butcher.
Or call the company, the manufacturer.
Regardless, you have to supplement.
You have to. So the only way, and even if you do, you eat butter, you know, grass-fed butter, which we do, and you try to, you know, get the eggs and try to get the meat. You're still not going to get enough. So you really have to supplement to protect yourself. And we used to, like I said, not recommend CLA except in phase 2 if you wanted to take it. But now we're highly recommending it.
I'm not going off of it.
No, it's so beneficial.
Because this is not just for
preventative.
It's not just for rapid, safe fat loss, and it can get off the tummy, but it's also for your health. And that's what Flush Your Fat for Good, Be Lean and Healthy for Life. So just some of the greatest benefits for rapid, safe fat loss, but also you know, some of the health benefits. And we're going to show you a slide right now of the vessel.
Slide number 1.
Slide number 1, baby.
Sam the man.
Yep. And we're this is a vessel, and you can see the collection of the fat deposits in the vessel. And with CLA, when it starts coming down through the vessel, then slide number 2 shows that the CLA is breaking up the fat, and it's for 2 purposes, and that is to give you energy and also to build lean muscle mass.
It also prevents the fat cells from growing larger.
Yeah, it prevents, you're right, it prevents the fat cells from growing larger, enlarging. Slide number 3, you can see this is skin where, you know, it's a slice of a heavyset person where the skin is bulging because of the fat cells. And then after the CLA, and they really say do it for a good year to really see some incredible effects. But then the lean skin on slide number 4, you're going to see how the skin is and then the fat cells, then you see the muscle, and it's smoothed out, and this is when you're lean and strong. The last slide I want to show you is basically why we get such incredible results from Flush Your Fat for Good, is because it lowers the fat, so it reduces your fat, but it also lowers your blood sugar, which is extremely important for, you know, fat loss. And it increases insulin sensitivity, which is extremely important for diabetics. Because really they've got to be able to, the body's got to
have insulin resistance.
Right, and so the body has to be sensitive to the insulin. So CLA is amazing, and this is why we have CLA and GLA. On the website, we have starter kit number 1, which is our workbook that you can learn how to do this entire lifestyle. We also have our book, our paperback book, but we also have charts that go along with the workbook and the CLA and the GLA. Starter kit number 2 is just all the workbook and not the CLA, GLA.
Right.
You can get them independent if you wish, but after learning about what CLA and GLA is all about, that's one of the reasons why we took our time to really make it our own label and develop it with the formula that we wanted.
And have the where it's sourced was very important to know where it was sourced.
Right.
But, to make sure that you get your GLA and CLA in your diet, I noticed that as I was researching that much of our recommended staples have a lot to do with supplying, especially the GLA.
Oh yeah, for sure. So
and
when
the
you look
CLA.
in the workbook and you also look on the website and you look in the book, you're going to see our lifestyle staples. Now, if anybody wants to call in, we've got some time.
I'm watching.
Okay, let me give you the number again, 818-570-5085. And I just wanted to let you all know that we've got a good what?
10 or 12 minutes.
10 or 12 minutes.
Yeah.
So if you guys want to call in, ask a question, chat, whatever. We also offer on the website, flushyourfatforgood.com, we have 23 videos.
These are really funny. They're not funny. They're
No,
informative.
they're fun. They're
They're
fun,
fun,
and they're
not
informative.
funny,
Yeah,
fun.
they're talking about how this all came about. What's the purpose of our pillars? Because the pillars are the sign of strength of what this lifestyle is all about, and there's 8 of them. And it's also explaining other things that are extremely important about this lifestyle and why it should be a lifestyle and not just a diet. But also it shows the recipes of us making the foods for the staples. If you just do Jackie's chicken salad every single day, and I have said this forever, and for 4 years I've had that salad every single day, it is unbelievable because it really helps your digestion. It's designed for fat burning. It fills you up. You can have as much as you want. It's cancer prevention.
Chicken's the highest in leucine.
Yeah, leucine.
One of the branched chain
Very
aminos.
muscle mass.
Yeah, she's got
Guns.
guns right there.
Yeah. But anyway, then on the website, we also have the store where you can purchase different things such as the book and the workbook. And we also have a coaching program. And this is not just to become a coach. If you wanted to be a coach, that's one thing. If you want to learn enough to where you're able to not only help your family but your loved ones, then that's
Or
important
yourself.
too.
You'll
Or
be
yourself,
knowledgeable,
yeah. To survive on an alien planet.
Yeah. Now, we have a special that started today on our Kindle on Amazon.com. And I think it's $4.99 for the Kindle today. It's a special price. And
It's going for 5 days. It's a countdown.
Yeah, it's a 5-day special. So go on to Amazon.com and type in Flush Your Fat for Good.
Let me tell you, I can't tell you how many times I get an email or a text or somebody on the private Facebook page that ask me a question about, what's in that salad, or can I have this, or what's the low glycemic part, or is this a low glycemic food, or is this high glycemic? Can I have this? So anyway, if you have it down on your Kindle or you download it onto whatever your device is that you can read the book, that's a good idea.
Yeah,
so
because
for
the recipe's in here.
Yeah, for $4.99. Whatever you're doing, it's great to have this. If you're going to adopt a lifestyle, and that means for the rest of your life to be able to feed yourself the way God made your body, which is based on biochemistry, physiology, it's to build and repair and maintain the integrity of your bone, blood, tissue, organs, hormone regulation, everything, your brain. So if this is important to you, then you want to own it. We're not your gurus, we're your guides, so that you can take it and run with it.
And, if you've purchased the book, and you have it in your hands, but you don't have, everything you need, or you don't have the GLA and the CLA yet, or you don't have certain foods, just get started. Like
Right.
you can start tomorrow morning with fruit. You can start with your breakfast with fruit. You can just use what you have and start. But start implementing this, because as you implement it, it takes about 2 weeks to get it together. And make sure you ask to join our Flush Your Fat for Good Facebook Buddies page. It's a private page, completely private. It's safe. And Jackie and I and Kathleen, the author of the book, and Jennifer, we will put you in the room. We're the administrators. We can put you in the room, and it's 24/7.
You can actually do that from the
ask
website
questions.
too. When you join the website.
Yeah, let me just finish.
Okay.
You can ask questions 24/7. There's 100 plus coaches in there from all over the world, and all you have to do is ask the question, and someone will come back and help you.
Right.
Go ahead.
On the website,
Yeah.
we have basic, which is free. We have membership. We have the gold, which is $4.99, and then we have the VIP, which is $19. And that's a good one to join right away, because that's the one that you're going to get all the education right off the bat and get you just to dive right in and to own this concept, this lifestyle. With this book, we are hoping to go all the way around the world. We're in 5 countries right now, but we want to change people's lives for the better. And it's all about eradicating globesity now, not just obesity, because it's globesity. It's everywhere.
Right.
Most people don't know how to eat, and the way they're eating now, because the infiltration of junk food and fast food
And GMO.
It's horrifying. But the VIP membership is going to really give you an awful lot to get going on. And you can then, if you want to back it down to the gold membership, you can always rent the videos again, just to go, now how'd she make that turkey soup? How did she do that?
Yeah, and we don't charge, we don't charge a fee to help you
To change your life.
to change your life. We tried to put things on the website to help you, support you, to help give you the information you need so that you can take the book and run with it, And to be a VIP member for 1 or 2 months, that's really, and the price of the book and your supplements, that's really the expense that you have. That you should be on supplements anyway, because everything's deficient. We know these are deficient, and the supplements we recommend in our book are deficient in our diet. So we recommend things that are nutrients that are missing. But my point is, like I hear, it's your program's expensive. Well, where is it expensive? There's no fee. We don't charge a club fee. We don't charge for the Facebook room.
No.
We don't charge for the calls. All we have is the website, and we have to charge something to keep it going, to have a webmaster on there. But it's so informative. You can get anything you need. Old archive support calls. I mean, there's so many things, and everything's tagged and labeled so that you can go to whatever it is you want to listen to and learn about, and you get it. Boom.
Yeah, we are working on coaches at this time.
Yes.
So that some of you people that need, you liked reading the book, you're working through the workbook, but you really need somebody to take you by the hands and work with you weekly until you get this, then eventually we're going to be able to have coaches on the site, and pretty shortly you'll be able to get somebody to be able to work with you on a regular basis till you own it. That's what we want. We want you to own this lifestyle. So I don't know if we got any calls.
I didn't see
coming in.
anybody, but that's okay.
That's fine. I mean, from time to time, we're going to ask you guys to call in if you wish. Another thing I wanted to say was it doesn't take long for you to see results when you start on Flush Your Fat for Good. Once you get it started and once you start doing it, you notice within the first week. Now, you might go into the DOE, which we call Day of Exhaustion, which is when your body switches over into nutritional ketosis. You might be on the couch for a day or two, or you want to feel like you could lay down on the couch for a day or two. And we all jump for joy when you go, oh, how are you doing? Oh, I'm exhausted. All right, that's awesome. You're going into a DOE. Very few people, now we have had Coach Jennifer, she said it wasn't DOE for exhaustion for me, it was day of energy for the first time in decades.
Isn't that wonderful?
Yeah. But
it's energy she didn't even know she was lacking,
right?
Probably.
Or she
you
was
get so used to it,
yeah,
and
right.
accustomed to it.
Yeah, it's like, wow, where did this come from?
Oh, I have to lay down because this is the time where I get really dead tired and I have to lay down. So you accept it and you think. Oh, she said she was just thinking, oh, I'm just getting older, and she's not even old. I mean,
well, the doctors say you're getting older.
Yeah, that happens when you get older. We don't do that. No. We don't buy into that.
That happens. What?
No.
So the bottom line is, to get this started, and it's fun, number one, but we call it habitual ritual. When you get started on this, there's a pattern a blueprint of which you run your whole day. And once you get it down, you don't have to freak out if you made a mistake. You just go to the next meal.
Just keep going, because that's the beauty of it.
Yeah, and so the more and more you get used to it, the more and more your body's going to start rewarding you, and you're going to notice your bowel movements are different, your energy's different, your thinking pattern's different, your moods are different.
Clearer. Your brain sometimes, somehow is you're thinking,
sharper.
Oh, I woke up. It's like someone wiped the windshield clean.
Sleeping deeper, things like this.
Yes.
But the most important thing that most people are interested in before their health is losing their weight.
Yes. And that's just a perk.
That's the benefit. Big perk. Yeah. It really should be the opposite. It's like, I just want to get healthy, and if I lose the fat, that's good. But this is really about flushing the fat. And it's not just your subcutaneous fat, it's your visceral fat, which is surrounding your organs that become fatal for you.
And when you lose that fat, that is your anti-aging. That is the anti-aging solution. Mm-hmm. As you lose the fat, everything else is going to get better. Your blood sugar is going to get better. Your body's going to get stronger. With Flush Your Fat for Good, you're going to get leaner. You're going to get better muscle mass. You're going to get bone density, and you're going to lose that unwanted visceral fat that's in there stored.
So we want to thank you for joining us. We come here every week to be we want to share this knowledge with you, so that the power is in the knowledge. And until next week, thank you for joining us, and God bless.
God bless. Have a good week.
You're listening to Flush Your Fat for Good with Jackie and Dr. Vicky, only on LA Talk Radio.